Hi everyone and welcome back. So in today's video I thought it'd be fun to get some booktubers to recommend me some books and for me to read them. So I actually asked all of these booktubers for these book recommendations a while ago, and I'm only getting to doing this video, but I'm so very excited for it. I had a rough 2023 filming year, so I'm getting back to it fresh and I'm catching up with the videos that I've planned to do and kept saying I was going to do. I don't think I mentioned this one. But anyway, so the booktubers that we have for this video is Perfect Paperbacks, Rhea Camden, Just Ali, and Alexa Ray. I'll reveal what they recommended as we go along, but I'm going to start off with Alexa Ray's recommendation, which was The Inheritance Games. I've been meaning to start the series so long, and I'm so excited to finally be able to start it, all because of Alexa Ray's recommendation. So I'm very excited to get into this one. So I'm just going to jump right into it, and we'll see my thoughts and if I enjoy it or not. Okay, so it is definitely a little while later, and I did start The Inheritance Game, and I'm 100 pages in. So far, so good. I am actually really enjoying it. So far, what I have read is Avery has now been given the inheritance from this man that she doesn't even know, has no connection to, and she's very confused, and she is like called to like the I don't know what it is, like the meeting court thing, to basically say who gets what from the will, and it's all given to her, which obviously isn't a spoiler because it's the whole point of the book. And the family is really confused of the man, like they're so confused. Avery's so confused, and honestly I'm confused because I don't even know what's going on right now. Well, I know what's going on, but like it's one of those things where it's like, why is all this happening? But that is the whole point of the story, you know. I am going to find out eventually. With the whole triangle thing that I've heard people talking about between, was it Jameson and Grayson? I think I've only really seen Jameson at the moment. I don't think I've seen Grayson, or if I did, it's a like pass. But so far, Jameson is one of the other main characters. So obviously, I can't root for anyone at the moment because I don't really know Grayson, you know. But I think I've heard most people saying that they root for Grayson. I could be wrong, but we'll see. So far, with Jameson's character, I really don't like him. Just the energy he's given off is just not one I like. And Avery, I can't really, you know, I don't really know what I think of her so far. She hasn't really been given much, but I am enjoying it, and I am only 100 pages in, so I feel like I need to read a bit more. And I've got to remember this is a 3-book series, so like how much am I going to get within the first book? I don't know, but so far so good. I am enjoying it, and I am going to continue. I don't know how much I'm going to get rid of this tonight because I am really tired and I've still got a few things to do, so I don't think I'm going to finish it, but I think I could definitely get at least halfway through. If I finish it, great, but it is quite late. I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but so far I'm enjoying it. Would I recommend? I'd recommend if you're looking for like a YA quick, easy, fast-paced read. Talking about that, also what I'm finding really easy is the fact that it has short chapters, which I'm absolutely loving. I think that's why I'm flying through it, because I read 15 chapters when my video was processing for like 15 minutes. That is crazy. And it's just so fast-paced. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for a fast-paced read. If you're in a reading slump, read this. It will definitely get you out of it, I think. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to continue reading The Inheritance Game.
I got so high, I thought I touched the sky. Out of my mind, will I even calm down tonight? Sitting by my lost, I'm trying to keep it all together. Thinking how I get here, everything is unclear. I should listen to myself. Calm down, thinking I'ma die.
Okay, so I don't know where I left off this vlog. It's been a couple of days since I finished The Inheritance Games, and I just completely forgot to do an update, so I thought I'd obviously do it now. Sorry for the reflections, I'm using my phone. I'm so glad that I've finally started this series. I rated it 4 stars. It was so enjoyable. It kept my interest. I read it so quickly. It was just an amazing time, and I would highly recommend it, and I can't wait to get into the second book. So interesting. I would like to know what we get in the second book, but like I said, I'll try to recommend. I don't want to ramble on too much. So I'm going to quickly move the camera because this reflection is really annoying me now. Okay, now I'm sorry about the bad light, and I just decided to turn them off because it was reflecting everywhere. So the next book I'm going to read was a recommendation from Ali, from just Ali, and that is When Breath Becomes Air. So this is actually a memoir, and from the basis of what I'm getting, it is, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's about Paul. I'll put a picture up here. And he was a neurosurgeon, and then he finds out he has cancer, and I believe he actually died as he was writing this book. So I am very intrigued to see how it goes and to read it. So that is the next book I'm going to read. And it is very short. It's like 125 pages. So I'll get it done very quickly. Okay, so it's an hour later and I finished When Breath Becomes Air. Obviously there isn't really much to say about it because it is exactly what I said it was about, but this was definitely a very sad, but I found it interesting learning about it. Obviously I've never heard this person before, but interesting. The ending was so sad because in it his wife has to end it out for him because obviously he passed away in 2015 before he could finish it, and one of his wishes was for his manuscript for this book to get out there, and I believe it's quite popular. If I remember correctly, it's quite a popular memoir, so it's great to see that that was his wish for it to be out. It's out and it's doing so well, but obviously I'm not going to rate this because it is a memoir and I just don't feel comfortable rating memoirs. So the next book I'm going to read was a recommendation by Ria Camden, and she recommended Paper Princess. I'm not quite sure who it's by, but I believe it is the first book in a series, and I also believe it's YA. And this kind of, I don't know what it's about. I'm kind of going to go into it blind, but it kind of, the vibes of it kind of reminds me of the Selection series. I don't think it's anything to do with that, but I just mean with the YA and the cover and stuff. So I am going to, I don't know when I'm going to start this, but I'll be back with you all when I start reading it. Okay, so it is a few days later, and I'm actually surprised because in the last clip I seem to remember saying that it's a YA and it's given me the Selection vibes. I was so wrong. I could not have been more wrong. It's definitely not a YA, so do not go into this thinking it is, because it's not. And you can tell that from literally the first 4 sentences, because they definitely would not use that word in a YA book. And what she does definitely would not be in a YA book either. So I got this so wrong, and my mistake. But I am flying through this book so far. And it's okay so far. I don't really have much to say about it right now because I'm not really far into it. I think I'm less than 20% in. So I really haven't got far into it so far. But from the preface of this book, of what I'm getting, what it's about, it is about this girl. She's 17 and she recently lost her mother, and her father has never been in her life. And she has kind of always provided for herself, and when her mother dies she gets a new guardian, and her new guardian, Callum, she doesn't know who he is, and she does not feel comfortable with him being her guardian, and she's I'm not going anywhere with him, I'm looking after myself, I need to get more money. And she's got this plan. So far it's okay, but I haven't really had a chance to really dive into the book anymore. So I'm going to go and read some more now. I know this definitely won't take me long at all because I'm already flying through it. So I'm going to go and read some more. Okay, so it is a little while later, and I thought I'll do a quick update because I have hit 100 pages, and so far I am finding it quite boring. I don't feel much is happening with this book, and I honestly thought I was going to enjoy it a lot more than what I am. But I think the issue that I'm having with this book is I'm kind of not in the mood to pick it up. And if you've been here for a while, I'm a big mood reader, and obviously I'm reading this book because it's been recommended to me. So I feel I don't know, but also with what it's about and the kind of writing style, just the book itself isn't normally something I would pick up. If I knew that this is what this book was about without it obviously being recommended to me, if I found it and I knew it was about, I probably never would have personally picked it up. But it is good that I am trying something different, and that was the whole point of me wanting recommendations, is because I wanted to find new books and expand in what I normally read. So it isn't bad, it isn't terrible, but there are sections where I'm just bored and I'm kind of okay, let's hurry this up. I'm hoping it will get better though, because I'm not sure how long this book is. I'm reading it on my phone. I think it's 300 pages, maybe less, I'm not sure. I know it's not long at all, so I'm thinking it should get better soon. I don't know. I feel like it should have already have been better. I don't know. I'm gonna read some more and then I'll see how I feel afterwards. Okay, so I thought I'd just do a quick update, and I'm 191 pages in. Let me just tell you, it has not took me that long to read 191 pages. Like I said, I'm flying through this, but I feel like I am enjoying it a little bit better now that I'm understanding the story a little bit better. I feel like it did take a while, like way too long, for it to actually get into like the main bit of the story. But from what I have heard about in reviews and stuff, is this like continues into the next book, so it's kind of like leaves off on a cliffhanger, because I don't know if it was in the review or like in the like what's it called, like tags on Goodreads, but I saw cliffhanger, and so I don't know if that's why this first book is moving a bit slower than what I'd expect, because it's obviously connected to more books. I don't know, but like I said, it is getting a lot better, because I feel like something's starting to happen. The story is starting to move along a bit quicker now. So I'm going to continue reading and we'll see how I feel about it. I might just finish it because I literally don't have that much left, because my phone actually tells me it's 266 pages. So I could finish it in like, I don't know, maybe less than an hour. So I am going to finish it now. Okay, so I'm sorry for the bad angle, but it's just a quick, update. So I did end up finishing it, and I would definitely say it got better at the end. Like the ending got a lot more interesting, and I think I am going to continue with the series, because obviously it did leave off on a cliffhanger, and I am intrigued because the way it ended, I was not expecting it to end that way, and I'm intrigued of how it turns out and how the story continues. I am intrigued. But with this one specifically, I am going to rate 2 stars, because I was bored most of the time and I felt like it dragged on to get to the point of the story. Just my opinion, but yeah. Either way, I am glad that I picked this book up, because it was definitely a different read from me and something that I'm obviously not used to. And I am glad that I read something different, because it's a great way to start. So the next book I am going to read is The Nightingale, and this book was recommended by Perfect Paperbacks. So I am going to start that one. This is also a different one than what I would normally read. This is like a World War II book, and I don't normally read anything like that, so I am intrigued, and this has been on my TBR for a while, so even get the book off my TBR. So anyway, I'm going to go and start it, and then I'll let you all know my thoughts afterwards. Okay, so I haven't got far into it. I'm literally only 50 pages in, and so far I don't know if I can read any more of this book tonight, because I obviously know that this book is about World War II, but I myself underestimated myself, because the mention of just war is making me feel so anxious. So I think with this book I'm going to have to like read something alongside of it, or or in between it, so like read a couple of pages and then read another book for a little bit. So this one might take me a little longer than what I was planning, because like I said, I obviously underestimated myself. I honestly thought it wouldn't bother me, but I think it's because Kristen Hanna, her writing is that amazing that you kind of like feel the emotions that the characters are feeling. I don't think I've ever read anything like that before, where you can literally feel what they're are feeling, if that makes any sense. I don't know, but it's already getting so heart-wrenching, and we're only 50 pages in, and just we're getting into like the war part of it now, and like it's right at the beginning where everything starts, and just thinking of that, it's making me so anxious. So I'm going to maybe stop for tonight. I don't know if I'll read any more in a little bit. I'm not sure. I'll see how I feel, but for now I'm going to put it on pause, and then maybe read a little bit more after I've read something different, something that I know I can handle. So yeah, that is my update for now, and I'll be back with you all soon. Okay, so I finished The Nightingale, and wow, this book is so heartbreaking and very hard to read, but I think the author does it in such an amazing way. The writing style is also amazing, and I would just highly recommend this book. I am sad that I didn't get any reactions or anything for this book, but I was just so like into it when I was reading it, because let me just say, the writing style just definitely grabs your attention. I definitely highly recommend you pick this up, but please check the trigger warnings, because obviously it is such a heavy book. The ending was so hard. I'm gonna be honest, the whole book is hard for me to read, but like I said, I highly recommend it. I rated this for 4.5 stars because I honestly really enjoyed it. So those are all the books that I was going to read for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.